Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. This time we are featuring the brand new Tier 9 German medium tank, the Kunze Panzer. Now, this tank only came out yesterday, and I played last night to get you the two quick replays to show you the tank. Ended up having some quite nice games in it. And just quickly before I move on, and show you the two replays and get involved in the content, I'll just briefly go over the tank. It's basically an incredibly stealthy medium tank with 390 alpha with no armor, so don't worry about armor, but really stealthy and quite quick, quite mobile. And the key feature to the tank is one, it has 15 degrees of gun depression, which is awesome. And it then has a siege mode, and when you use your siege mode, it basically increases your reload slightly and also increases your accuracy and aim time. But with the negative effects of being in the mode, it basically reduces your reverse speed and your movement speed. So you basically use that when you get into position, you get into a ridge, and you know you're going to use it, and you then activate that mode so you can increase your basic gun handling, etc., and the gun performance. But then when you're not in that position, you just use the normal mode, and the tank still performs absolutely fine without the siege mode. It's still got 15 degrees of gun depression. It's very quick. It can get up to 65 kilometers an hour, and has really decent view range. But anyway, that's just a brief guide of information on the tank. But I'd rather just get into it, and we can just see how the tank performs in this video. So enough of me rambling on. Let's get on with it. Okay, so here we are for the first replay of the video. We are on Helleborn. It is a tier 10 lobby, and there is one enemy fun police in the game and one enemy light tank. So it's a fairly balanced match up, and it's team destruction, so we don't have to worry about the cap. And from this spawn, I am going to try and full send to get underneath the enemy ridge, because from that position I'm going to be able to make use of this tank's a massive gun depression of 15. I think that's actually the best gun depression in the game. And yeah, it's a really nice. I've been really enjoying this tank. And if you like lightly armored, stealthy, quick mediums like the Leopard, you're probably going to enjoy this tank. It is quite a fun one to play. So we take a risky shot there, which pays off, and we get a shot in the cranny unpunished. And now we're going to try and use this ridge to see if we can spot any teams, see if we can get any side shots into these gorilla and the tanks available on my left. We get a lovely shot into the gorilla. Now I don't actually really make use of the siege mode much in this replay at all. Mainly the reason I wasn't using it here at the time was because I didn't know if an enemy team was going to full send over or if artillery was aiming at me, and I didn't want to have the slow reverse speed of being in the siege mode, because I was getting spotted at the start taking these shots. But in hindsight, maybe I could have got away using the siege mode here, had that little bit better DPM and increased accuracy, but I didn't really miss many shots. So as I say, the tank does perform fine without the siege mode, so it's still a perfectly good tank. If you don't like using it, the siege mode, it's still perfectly fine without it. It does give you that little extra boost of damage and accuracy. So we get a nice shot again into the grill, and we've got some really lovely side shots here at the moment, but I'm starting to get detected, so just got to be a little bit careful, because I don't want to get slapped by that grill if I can help it. But we've had a nice start to the game on 2,000 damage, and there's still, we lost no hit points and still a lot of enemy teams available. I'm just going to try and peek over this side, because I've noticed our team are pushing down the 1-2 line. If they push all the way down the 1-2, then they're probably going to spot tanks, at a sort of K2-3 area, and at which I'll be able to get shots into there as well. So I'm just monitoring that situation. But there was no shots available, so I'm just going to go back to my position again and see if we can get any shots in. This first replay, we do play a little bit more passive, which abuse the sort of camos of the tank. And the next replay, we do get a little bit more involved, we should say. But we're looking to see if we can get a nice shot in here. We've tried to get one into the 50T. Unfortunately, we don't manage to get that shot. I would like to take out the Griller if I can, just because it's a big gun. You try and take those out if you can. But my sort of shots are drying up a little bit in that position. Over the side of the tank, I should say, you get 10 degrees of gun depression, but over the front you get the 15, and over the rear of the tank you really don't get any of the gun depression. And another negative about the tank is on firing on the move. This tank is not very good. The accuracy on the move is terrible, but it's not a problem. You can just stop to take your shots and then you'll be fine. We're looking to see where we can get. I want to be a bit careful because there's still a few TDs over there, and I don't want to overpoke and then get absolutely slapped by a Terran for most of my hit points. We've seen this object 257. We can't quite get the shot, but we're going to see if we can elevate ourselves on this bit of terrain, and then we manage to get that shot in cheekily into the turret while it's exposed, damaging his ammo rack and putting us under 2,600 damage. Terrain gets spotted, lovely, putting us under 3,000. We're hoping we might get a secondary shot into Terrain, but unfortunately gets slapped by the Jaggy 100 before we get to. And this game is looking pretty good for us, but it's taken a lot of the map control away from the enemy team. But it's not won yet. It's still fairly even, 13-10. We're looking to see if we can get the finish. Unfortunately, we just can't manage to work out an angle. But then we get a nice shot into this G-saw, shooting through the bush and not getting lit, which is great. The 50T, we're keeping an eye on the 50T at the top, but we're going to see if we can try and slap this light tank while it's moving about, see if we can get any more damage, take the light out of the game. Try and aim that. We do get one in, damaging his engine, and then he gets quickly taken out. And we've had a really decent start to this game, but soon the damage is going to start to get away from us, so we're going to need to start chasing that damage. But we still have shots at the moment, so we've got that 50T. And I'm just scanning the map to see when it's safe for me to basically push in. But at the moment, while I've still got the shots, I'm going to be taking these. We get a lovely shot onto 50T there, putting us on to 5,000 damage. It's now quickly turned in our favour on a 5 versus 10, and this is where I need to push in. And this is why I like playing the medium tanks, because having that speed at the end of the game, you can quickly catch up to the rest of the damage and turn a good game into a really decent game. As we approach, we're just checking the hit points of the tanks to work out where we're going to get the most damage. We've seen that the T-55A on our right, but we're hoping we can take out this 50T on our left first and then move on and get the damage. We get a nice shot in there, which actually sets him on fire. Unfortunately, we don't get the kill because he gets taken by our other 50T, but now this game's pretty much won. I've lost no hit points here, and we're just going in for the farm. Get a nice shot into T-50A here, but I'm clearly not going to get the finish, so I don't bother wasting my time. I just go for the next bit of damage, which is going to be this artillery, and because I just didn't wait there, I'm going to get there, so I'm going to be able to get an extra shot in. Take the gamble going in front because we're full health and we want to get the last bit of damage, and thankfully, because the artillery's got that artillery health boost, we get a little bit extra damage at the end. And that brings us an end to replay number 1. But let's see how we got on before we move on for the final replay. We get 7,247 damage, 71 assistance. We had a really nice game. Unfortunately, because we got no kills, it doesn't turn out to be an ace. If we would have got a couple of kills there, that would have been a lot higher base XP, because that's how it works, and we would have got the ace tanker. But as it is, we didn't get any kills, so it's only the first class. But yeah, that's it for this one. Let's move on to the second replay of the video. Okay, so here we are for the final replay of the video on Sand River. There is one enemy light tank in the game, one enemy fun police, but we are in a top tier lobby, a very top tier lobby. We've got the decent spawn on Sand River, and from the start I'm going to go and see if we can spot the cross, see if we can pick up any assistance, see if we can get any easy farms for the enemy team crossing. Work out what's going on, as I say, get a bit of intel, assess the situation, and then we'll see what we're going to do from there. So here's the starting ridge we're going to go to. Unfortunately, the enemy light tank is contesting us, which is a bit awkward, so we've got to be careful we don't get proxy spotted. I'm trying to use this sort of ridge in front of me to block line of sight, while trying to extend my view range as much as I can to try and see if we spot anything. Unfortunately, we don't appear to be spotting anything crossing. so we don't get any easy farms. And a lot of our team has sort of come across in the middle, so we don't really have a great deal of map control at the moment. And the enemy artillery, enemy fun police is aiming in on me, and I'm thinking, you know what, I don't actually like that. I'm going to try and get out of this situation because I can't see it working for me, and I'm going to try and do something else, because obviously I have the mobility to relocate, and that's what I'm going to do. That position is just going to be too hard work from there, the way the enemy team and the way our team are playing. So I decided I'm going to go across to the other side of the map and see what we can do from here, see if we can get any side shots into the enemy tanks, and try and, if we win this side, then we can sort of collapse in on the enemy team. We're seeing we getting shots in this A44 as we approach, just to be overextended too high. But then we spot this Skoda T50, who's obviously a top tier tank, and in the top this lobby it can be a very dangerous tank. So I'd like to put a punish into the, into the Skoda if I can. I do get one in. Unfortunately, it does, mean I get spotted. So I need to do duck and diving now, get into cover quickly so I can't get, shot in return, and try and keep those hit points. I'd like to win this side if I can. At this moment, I'm not 100% confident about this game because we're all surrounded in the middle. I'm thinking we don't have a lot of control of the map, but I'm just going to do my best and see what we do, because like I say, we are top tier, so it is going to come in a lot more helpful. I'm going to try and use this ridge to see if we can get shots into this Skoda, and I think there was a heavy tank which I potentially had shots on that I don't think he's spotted anymore. But we get a second shot into the Skoda. We're keeping an eye, because if that Skoda does get spotted again, hopefully we should be able to take out that tank. And he does get spotted. We get one in, but now we're getting full sent by 3 tanks. So we're not going to panic because we are top tier. And what I'm going to do in this situation is focus one tank just to get the gun, get a gun out of the game. So we're going to ignore the full health tank here. We're going to take an extra shot in order to take out the Banshee, and then cross over to get back into cover, because now we've taken out a gun, that's one less gun to be firing at us, which is always the sort of what you want to do in that sort of situation. Get a shot into the light tank, putting them onto a 1, and now this Wraith has got punished because thankfully my team came over to help me. I was looking to see if I can get a finish on that light tank if he does overpeak, but that doesn't seem to be happening. So we go for the cupola shot on the Wraith. Unfortunately, it does miss. The light tank gets caught out there and taken out by our friendly Dragon, and now hopefully we can get a shot into this Wraith who is a one shot to us. And we come out of that pretty okay. We lost a little bit of hit points, but ultimately we got 2 kills and 2,600 damage out of it. And now, with that sort of push from the enemy team, they've created an opening for us to sort of move up and get shots into this sort of T29. Use this position to try and get some rear shots in. We get one in. We're going to go for the second one. We don't fully aim it. Probably should have now, in hindsight. But it is what it is. We missed that shot. We've got an easy shot into the side of the T28. We do get that in. High roll and damages ammo rack, which is great. And we're going to look to see if we can get another shot. But it's a little bit awkward, and this skull cap's going to be an easier pen from this distance. We do pick up another kill, but we do get detected. So we've got to keep using this ridge for our protection. Thankfully, it's quite a low profile tank, so you can lose, especially with your 15 degrees of good gun depression, you're just able to use so many positions, which is really good. The game is kind of, after the enemy team made that push and ended up throwing 3 tanks for it, it's just made this game so much easier now, because now we've got these shots, which we couldn't have been doing before if those enemy teams was contesting this position. Was going to go for the prop there, but then this Rex gets spotted. It's obviously a really dangerous tank, and he could be potentially clipping someone at that point. So I go for the Rex to try and force him to move, and plus be an easier pen of damage. We should be able to pen the lower plate, well the upper plate from this angle, shooting down onto it, which we do. Picking up another kill, picking up another shot of damage, put us onto 4,600 damage, and leaving the prop on a 1 shot, I believe. And it's still, we've got good control of this map now, but it's still not won yet. And I've seen teams throw from a lot worse situations. Pick up a kill on the skull cap, and now we're going to go to see if we can finish that proc while it's distracted. He started to turn this turret, which allows me to pen, and we pick up another kill, putting us under 4,000 damage. And in this situation, it looks like we have won this game. I want to just try and get in as quickly as I possibly can to get the rest of the damage, which I can do because I've got that speed to get there. I'm having a little look to see where my next damage is coming from. It's going to be this heavy tank on my left, who is a 2-shot to us. We get one in, pull back into cover, damages ammo rack, and unfortunately for me, gets taken out by our artillery, so I don't manage to get the kill on that tank, which is a shame, especially when it comes to the end. We're going to push to see if we can kill this heavy tank, who is a 1-shot to us. We're more than happy to eat a shot for this if we get the kill. Can't take those hit points with us, but thankfully we don't even need to take the lose the hit points, and we get another kill, putting us into 5 kills. Spotted the enemy from places on a 1-shot to us. He does get a shot into us, but we get the last laugh. We get the kill, putting us on to 6 kills with 1 tank remaining, which would give us the Devastator medal. We are trying to get there, rush there as quickly as we possible can to see if we can get this, see if we can get the kill. He gets a shot and we just squeeze that in, picking up the Devastator, bring us an end to the video. Let's just see what we got. We got 7 kills, 6,000 damage, 800 assistance. Unfortunately, we don't get the ace tanker. We only get the first class, just because the mark requirements are really high when a tank just comes out. Normally that would be an ace. But that is it for the video, and that is it for the tank. So I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, happy tanking.
Hadouken!